What about the Slovene? It was the Denmark fan. Sorry, with the flag. I eat arse.
Oh, the ass one.
Yeah. What do you make of that?
I don't really understand.
Why would you get that? Like,
You a fan?
Made up. Oh, I'm partial. No. But I wouldn't make a
You wouldn't make a flag necessarily, saying.
flag, mate.
Yeah.
I just meant you're a fan of the flag.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, wow.
Apologies.
Okay.
Anyway, do you reckon he'll play free at the back? Oh, no.
I'll tell you a game that we did create was cake eating. Remember that one I had in America?
Oh, yeah.
The Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes.
I told you that one, though.
Cake eating.
Right, so I'd gone for it pre-season, mate. I was in the best shape of my life. Come back fit. I was doing pre-season, loving it. We're in America. So these used to egg me on, and I'd do anything for a laugh. So somebody just said, right, let's get 15 Dunkin' Donuts and see how many you can eat in an hour. So I was like, and I could see Mark Hughes now looking, thinking, what has he done? So these go out and got 15 Dunkin' Donuts, and I had to eat them within an hour. And I got to about 10 or 11, and I was sick. I was everything. I was just trying, just to offer a bit of laugh, just because I trained so hard during the pre-season, the summer, get myself in shape. And they've went, you cannot eat 15 donuts in an hour. And it was like cream cakes, and I was like Brucey Bogtrotter, like falling off his seat and all that. I had to make myself sick. I had to make myself sick and everything. But
did you do it?
No. Terrible. No, I never. Cream cakes everywhere.
No, what's so funny about that whole situation when he was eating them? Like the day, I think it was the night before, we had someone come in and it was a sleep coach.
Yes.
Remember that?
Yeah.
They were telling us how like every little detail is like, you know, affects you. So it's like, you know, obviously no phones, you know, you should read before bed. This is, you know, certain hours of sleep and why it's so beneficial. Anyway, we said, oh, that's great to know. Anyway, Chaz, could you eat 15 donuts?
You ain't going to bed tonight. But
no
yeah.
sugar before bed and all that. Yeah. All right, nice one. But can you eat 15 donuts?
Yeah. So that was the type of things we used to get up on the pre-season trip. Yeah.
Amazing. What an insight.
Yeah, well, I remember we went to I think Gary Neville organised it, in Manchester, a comedy night. And we went there.
That's a tough crowd.
Mate, horrendous crowd to please. So we've all gone there. Imagine these comedians have come out and we half don't want to be there, really. Yeah. It's like, yeah, I couldn't believe it. It was a tough school. Anyway, the first fella got up. I remember with one of his first gags, and he was from Manchester. One of his first gags was like to hammer the Scousers in the team. You know? So he's come for like Karen, he came for Stevie. And then obviously I went, you know, like, yeah. Because when you get a Stevie death stare, don't you, right?
Yeah,
I thought,
you know,
give him the death stare, like not amused at all. And then obviously I've looked at the death stare and gone, obviously, okay, I'm not going to laugh either. No, so no one's laughing now. So,
No.
And he's up there absolutely dying.
It's a nightmare gig.
And do you know who was after that? And no one kind of knew he was then. It was early on in his career. You know, not as well known as he is now. John Bishop.
Was it?
Yeah, and John Bishop was... We had no idea. It wasn't, you know, he's obviously very famous now. We all know who he is now. But then we didn't know. So he just said, look, I had a load of material for tonight. But he said, I can see the way things are going. And he just sat down and he kind of sat down off the stage and just went, I'll just have a chat. And we'll just have a chat. Yeah. And to be fair, he nailed it. He nailed it. And he just started chatting about, and everyone was into... And
was a poor comedian. Like, and obviously, you're probably doing it because it means a lot to you that you get to do it for the England players.
Yeah, mate.
And you get it wrong.
Get it wrong, mate.
It's like James Corden when he done that thing, wasn't it?
We talked about this in the last podcast. It was so good. That was like... Brilliant. But then you're all part of that, weren't you? You sort of knew it from the off.
Yeah, we were kind of buying into it, you know what I mean? But it's a tough school, you know what I mean, to go in there and kind of just, entertain. All right, lads, so what have you actually made of this Euros? Like, have you enjoyed it? I'm talking about the whole tournament.
Yeah, I think it's been a bit of a strange one myself. I think although it's England, Spain final, and obviously France and the Netherlands got to the semis. I think it was wide open for any country to do a bit. I don't think anyone, apart from Spain, that have obviously won their every game that have blown teams away. I think it's been wide open for anyone really. I haven't really been entertained.
Are you not entertained?
I mean, what a quote.
Are you not entertained? Steve Sidwell. The gladiator. Steve Sidwell, the gladiator.
There's been the odd game that's been good, but I think overall, I don't know. What's your opinion? I don't think it's not blown me away this tournament. What I'm trying to say is,
I sort of agree with you. I think it's an odd one that a lot of the, say, if you think of the last major tournament, and it was the stars, or all the big names in football performing and showing why they're the best, and it was kind of a strange one on that front, in that, you know, some of the biggest names in football didn't quite have the impact that was perhaps expected. And it's kind of made this sort of underbelly of other footballers that have really kind of shone through and have made names for themselves on this stage.
Yeah, it feels like, obviously, like Spain have got like kind of such fantastic young players, similar to England in the final, really. Like, it feels like, you say, kind of a breakthrough for some of these players. You know, not necessarily the global names that we've become used to. I think Mbappe was, you know, disappointing, let's be honest. Like, Belgium's players, obviously De Bruyne, and the same with Portugal with Ronaldo, you know, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes, like players like that you just expected to shine, didn't really do it, you know what I mean? And I think that's sometimes how you judge a tournament.
To come in and do the business.
And also, like, I know Sid's hasn't been entertained, but I did find that you could tune into any match this tournament and genuinely not know which way it was going to go, and have a real sense of that. And I think I've enjoyed that about this tournament quite a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The best teams always get to the final, and that's proved now, isn't it? England and Spain. So
yeah, I wonder what the rest of Europe thinks about how we've managed to get to the final in almost full missionary getting there. You know, almost the manner with which we've got here sums up the tournament, I think.
Full missionary.
Well, it is, isn't it?
We have been full missionary.
No flair in the bedroom, just full missionary.
No.
Oh, I see the old Danish flags. It's a shame that one went home, isn't it?
That's gone massive this week, by the way. You, if you know, you know. It's a hard one to explain, but basically, Crouchy's partial to something, and
the remarks have been absolutely brilliant. Eater, Crouch. Did you see?
But he did play through it at the back anyway, didn't he?
He did.
Very quickly, when that clip started doing the rounds, I know you're away with the family on holiday, but how, like, did Ab see that? Did San Marino?
It's not been mentioned at all.
It's not been mentioned.
He's just completely bypassed it.
Brilliant. Well done.
And I'll give you one quick story about how things have changed. We go into pre-season. We signed a lad called Leo Fortune West.
Yeah.
You know, he's bigger than Crouchy. Didn't have as good as touch as Crouchy. But Leo, we took him out to non-league for £5,000 and we'd gone to Margate for 3 days. This was the team building stuff, 3 days. 2 lads sleeping in a little bed each. And we trained on the roughest surface, some parks, pitch and everything else. Anyway, worked really hard, came back. At a Saturday morning, we did the shuttle test. Crouchy's done the shuttle test. He'll tell you what that's like in a minute. And anyway, we go swimming. So we've got a Lido at the bottom of the ground. So we walk all the way down to the Lido. And Leo comes over to me and he says, "Gaffer, I can't swim." And I go, "Leo, you've got to, mate. You've just joined this club. You've seen what the spirit's like. You've got to try." He says, "Yeah, but I can't swim." So I said, "You've got to try." So we split the teams up. This is in a very, very deep Lido. So we've split the teams up. We got 2 up the top end, 2 down the bottom, 4 teams and all. He belly flops in. And after about 10 seconds, we realise he ain't coming up.
He can't swim.
The lads go in.
Well,
Generally pull him out, sit him on the side, and honestly, the credence he got, honestly, after that
he had to go.
Because he had to go. He couldn't do it, and he didn't walk away from it. He just had to go. If I did that today, I'd be locked up. I'd be in jail now.
Well, we're in the gooch part of the season, aren't we? And it's like, you know, it's obviously a difficult say that period, that no man's land.
Yeah.
You know, that little bit in between the ball bag and the arsehole.
Yeah.
It's difficult, isn't it?
Well, it's a challenge. No one knows what to do with it, you know?
Yeah, well, you don't know why it's there.
It's true.
And it doesn't smell great either.
But what about...
Or the chin rest, if you will, sometimes. Chin rest.
So with that in mind, are you excited for the Olympics?
Buzzing.
Well, listen, I'm excited for the Olympics. Yeah, very much so. I mean, listen, you know, once do you see? I don't know if you saw the Eiffel Tower all lit up. Looks exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, there's stuff to discuss, and you know, I think you know people they don't want to see us go away into hibernation again. I think we should kick around and you know chat about obviously the new signings as well, and like our experiences of kind of pre-season and things like that. It's you know, it's got. I mean, I used to love it. Obviously, what the boys will be doing now. Obviously, the minute they get off that plane, they'll be jetting off somewhere. I would say mainly
with Wayne now, won't they? And
it should be with Wayne any minute now.
there.
Yeah,
He'll look after him. Yeah, it's a chance as well for us to kind of get involved in a few other sports. I know you're partial to a bit of swimming as well. And
yeah, of course.
obviously, with the Olympics coming, it's good to look at that. I actually went swimming for the first time in ages recently, a few days ago, and experienced an incredible bit of housery, actually, whilst I was swimming. So you know where you do the slow, medium and fast lanes?
Oh, yeah.
So I just went medium to kind of stretch myself a bit, because I'm definitely not fast, but, you know, slow, it is pathetic sometimes what people are up
get
to.
the grandmas in there, don't you?
But medium, you do seem to get quite a mix of ranges. And I was swimming the medium lane, and I'd done, I think, 3 lengths, so I was starting to flag a bit. What?
Is it still? Sorry, is it still the same thing where you go up and down in like in?
You trying to tell me that all that walking you did over the summer?
Yeah, well,
it's not helped.
Yeah,
like,
it has.
Oh, it has
I
helped.
did 3 lengths before I started. So I was on about 3 lengths to just start. The pace was just starting to drop a little bit. You know, you feel the arms getting heavy and like
knees weak, arms heavy. Good job, mom's spaghetti.
I became aware of a swimmer behind that was almost for me. They should have been fast lane, but they clearly saw a weakness in me. But the lanes are narrow because they've also got the swimming lessons going on next door to it.
Yeah.
So I'm in the medium lane, and then I go for the 4th. And this person's like sniffing around my feet. I can sort of feel them. They were tailgating.
Yeah. Is that like when you get in the fast lane, people flashing?
They were doing that.
They're basically doing that in the pool.
A bit with water.
Yeah, but you can
just on the feet. And then out of nowhere, in a move I've never seen before, rather than going around me,
no, he went under.
No way.
He went under.
I was scubaed.
No,
Scuba Steve.
Under. Like, have you ever seen anything like that?
That is outrageous.
And by the time I saw it,
Shithousery.
It wasn't like the fella like looked up and gave us a little wave as I'm staring down with the goggles. Because bear in mind, I'm breaststroke. As this person's gone underneath, the audacity to go underneath.
Was it underneath with a little bit of a butterfly kicking as well?
I've never seen it before. Yeah. But
tell me you done that.
Is that legal?
Well, I would have literally done that length and then just got out of the pool. I would have got out. You must have got out. You didn't carry on. You got under lap.
I can't believe he's gone under.
Undertaken.
Wow. Do you know what would be the ultimate shit out of it? I want to put this out to the listeners, right? Because if you're at your local swimming bath, whatever, give it a go. Give this a go, right? Get in the slow lane, shit out someone, right? It doesn't matter if you're a good. Get in the slow lane. If there's someone, you know, obviously don't do it to an older person. You know, what I mean, they're trying their best, but like if they're of our age, your age, shit out them, right? Go under, but I reckon do it on your back. So like. So you can see them Goggles to goggles. Goggles to goggles. Just give me that one. Goggle to goggle. What?
But you got to make sure you overtake us. If you don't,
No, because if you don't, you got to get out of the pool.
if you don't, you start raising yourself up. You're basically going face to face, like you're going to start rising up.
You can't get out there and try
on
and
the flip side, if you see someone trying to scuba you,
don't
like,
get scuba.
please speed up above them.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like,
Do not let them get. See, this is better than the walking race because this is going to happen. The only problem is we can't get it filmed. But listen, if you are at the swimming pool and you know you have got a bit of pace, you should feel yourself catch, scuba them, but face them and
extra points for going face up.
face up, scuba's right. And let us know how you get on because we're dying to know. And what a goal it was for Bellingham.
Yeah, I was going to say
and
that.
obviously, you know,
Bit of
Tony
you, that
had an
one.
impact. Yeah, it was. It was overhead, wasn't it? It was like
What are we?
What a moment for him, you know.
What are we saying about the reaction? His reaction.
Well, who else?
Because he's been getting a bit of stick, hasn't he? You know, whether it's constructive criticism or not, or rumbles from the fans, because some people were saying he looks tired, you know, should he not play? And he's come out and said that.
I feel for him because he's like in the moment. Imagine scoring a goal like that. Seriously, like you can't legislate for how you. Imagine you scored a goal like that.
Imagine, mate.
Like seriously,
like physically, I couldn't. But let
Would you have
alone
said
at
who
that
else
moment
if you'd have scored
in that? Yeah, but what an iconic goal. We need to point out there is, you know, we're back in the pub here. It appears to be some sort of, we're next to a building site today. If it's not a flight path one week, it's a building site the next.
Mate,
but bear with us,
yeah,
all
it's
right?
fat. Honestly,
it's not-
what is going on?
If it's not a wake, it's a building site next door.
So,
What's going on?
Big up the... All right, look, we'll keep going. We keep going. Come on, we shall not slip. So if I scored a goal like that, Crouchy, come on. I think that a lot has been said about it, but in that moment, in that exact moment of that game, what is he expected to do?
Well, I think when he looks back at it, right, cold light day, I think you regret it.
Do you think?
I do because I think, you know, I just think there's lots of players that make up a team. And I think sometimes, I feel like he's probably gone a bit over the top. But you score a goal like that, I think you're well within your rights to make a mistake.
Well, unless, you know, now every goal scorer for England does the same thing, which could be a good laugh.
Yeah, but
as
if you
well.
start saying, if everyone goes through that, it's like, who is it? Then?
You can't knock his confidence because
even makes him the player he is.
Yeah, but even the reporter asked him who writes your scripts, and he said, "I do." You know, as in like
I don't mind
football,
that.
His footballing journey. So
I don't.
I love Cantona-esque catchphrases, though, aren't they? It's cool.
Hello, welcome to That Peter Crouch podcast with me, Peter Crouch, got Steve Sidwell and Chris Stark with me. It's the Euro podcast,
Peter Crouch Euro podcast,
yeah. I was a little bit embarrassed because
I know why you're embarrassed.
Do you know why? Because there's lots of people behind the camera today, but there's also a wake just turned up.
just literally just turned up.
Only this podcast could record in a wake. But also we do have a very special guest, Mr. Tony Pulis, with us today. Big shout out for Tony Pulis with us today. Absolute pleasure having you on, Tony. Really is.
No problems.
One of my favourite gaffers, I have to say, if not the favourite.
It's only because I'm next to you. Close enough. Close enough.
Genuinely Abby's favourite manager, I think I've had without
Abby's
that.
favourite manager.
Easily. She always talks about him, always, yeah.
Why would that be, Tony?
I always wanted to know about the families, about the lads with the families and, you know, how things were at home. I always try to get into a lot of the stuff that they did away from the club to build that spirit up. And Peter will tell you when we were at Stoke, we had most probably as good team spirit as anywhere in the country. And that's why, one of the reasons, I think, why my teams have always been pretty hard to beat, pretty together.
So when you and Abs met Tony for the first time, did you make an effort? Was it a bit like when you've got
don't know, an estate agent coming around your house or something, and you bake a bit of bread, put a coffee machine on, give the family life for the right contract.
No, he hasn't got a clue. Abby rang me up and said, listen, I'm fed up with London. I want to get back to Manchester. And you're the only club that's made an offer for him.
Do you know what? He was very family orientated, and he wanted to know what was going on in your personal life. And now I think it was very personable. And there's not often work with other managers, certain very high profile ones had no interest in what was going on behind the scenes. But I think that was the difference, and I think you could tell that with his teams.
I guess the other bit of business that we just need to sort out here is the pigeon situation. There was a lot of messages we had about
One right
pigeons.
over there, I'm right behind you. Look. There's pigeons all. For some reason, in this particular Wetherspoons, there's a lot of pigeons.
Well, I'm not sure if you're trying to, if there's a wee bit of an interest in this, but we played Blackpool not so long ago, and I was stood in the touchline, and so obviously seaside,
Seagulls,
a lot of seagulls. The game's going on, 7-8 minutes gone. Turned round, go to pick a bottle of water up. Bird
Shat on you.
shut my hand or my jumper. So if anybody want to look at it, go on Google and have a look.
way.
Yeah, promise you.
Really?
And there's me having splashing water all over me, cleaning it up.
on the side of the touchline.
On the
while the
side
game's
of, yes, side of the touchline.
Isn't that supposed to be good luck? Did you win that game? or
No,
not?
we lost 1-0.
So let's put an end to this myth. That's a load of bollocks if you get shot on.
Yeah, and to be fair, I did say to my coaching staff when it happened, I said, I'm sure this is good luck and we might win this game. No, we lost 1-0.
Yeah.
So, no, that was it. I just thought that they were saying that you were bringing us the birds and that, but I just thought that'd be
Yeah, but the
a wee bit-
pigeons are mad here. They're just moving crazy. They act like seagulls. Do you know what I mean?
They're aggressive, yeah.
They're like seagulls
South-
trapped in a
Look,
pigeon's
look.
body.
It is. South London flying.
Mate.
Look at his neck on that one.
He's looking, thinking,
What's
what's
going on
on
as
here?
well with the pigeon shit at the minute? Is it getting bigger or is it me? It's like dog shit that's flying around.
Mate, those pigeons are mad, mate. Talking of pigeons, right? I mentioned this off air to you a minute ago. You not heard?
I
of
can't believe this.
Do you know about Gerry Francis? And
No.
pigeons, no. Jerry's he's had racing pigeons his whole life. Like he loves it.
Yeah, there's like races and all that, isn't there?
Right, yeah.
As you said, I think Duncan Ferguson was into it a long time ago as
Well,
well.
Mike Tyson wasn't he?
Yeah.
Mike,
Yeah.
he
Well,
liked
it's
it.
some great. I mean, listen, some great stuff. If you want to get involved on Google, just type in Gerry Francis pigeons, and you get pictures like this, lads.
I
Go on,
can't
lads.
believe
There he
it.
is
So he's in love there.
He's so proud of his pigeons there.
But he absolutely loves them.
So did you ever meet his pigeons? or-
Yeah. I mean, he was a big influence on my career. Yeah, I made my debut at QPR. He was the manager. He took me to Tottenham with him, and obviously I went back to QPR with him as well. So yeah, he kind of broke through with Gerry. Yeah, but I was.
But never
He's
saw
always
the
talked about his
pigeons.
pigeons. No, I spoke about his pigeons quite a
But
lot.
was the deal done by Pigeon? Did you send
Then he-
did he send
was
the
the
contract
contract
sent
sent
off?
Jerry
via
Pitchwell. He pitched it. Hey, he pitched it. Instead of Pitchwell, he pitched well.
Have you ever sent a message via Pigeon?
I haven't. No.
I don't even know where you'd go to do that, if
No.
you so wished. It'd be a great way of passing the pod. Maybe we look into this.
Yeah.
Something that we can go do.
Cristiano Ronaldo playing for Portugal. You know when he had that, when there was a free kick by the touchline, and he's thrown everyone off it and then gone for a shot. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, he's obviously a born winner, isn't he? He's desperate to score. He's desperate to play well. But pick and choose your moments, isn't it? I feel like he's doing too much.
Did you see what the BBC labelled it when they did the replay?
Yeah, well, he got a bit of stick, didn't they, for that?
Cristiano Penaldo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're getting fairly hammered for that.
Well, that I think it is disrespectful, if I'm honest. I think it was great, that. No need for it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I agree. And actually, it was interesting because he's not having his greatest tournament by his standards. It's probably fair to say. However, you see how much he really cares. And did you see in the penalties when he looked up to his mum in the stands?
She was crying.
And then she was crying, although I
Yeah.
couldn't really see her crying, but I think seemingly people were saying she was crying. And then he started crying as well.
Yeah. Well, you would, wouldn't you, see your mum crying? I think if I saw my mum crying, I think I would. I would go.
Yeah.
My mum made a promise at the start of the 2 World Cups that I played in that I wouldn't take a penalty.
What, she made you make a promise?
Well, she said,
You've never said this.
she said, please don't take a penalty because I can't cope with it.
But did you promise that?
Well, I don't know. I didn't really promise it. But obviously, I would have liked to have actually taken a penalty.
Yeah, but
But
Crouchy,
I ended up being true to my word,
very good. Yeah, but you know,
which is what I am. It was a mark of, you know what I mean? That's
yeah, but
why I
Crouchy,
am.
imagine a
Take me
manager.
for my word.
The manager goes round the circle. You know, do you want to take one?
I say, sorry,
Do you
my
want to
mum
take
said I can't.
I've got a letter from my mum.
Is that?
Sorry, Gav, my mum said I can't. Yeah, you'd be too
Promise
upset.
my mum I wouldn't.
She'll be too upset.
As he's coming around a circle, you look up and your mum's like,
But I'll tell
No,
you.
Peter. Peter, no.
So Wayne Rooney told a story about how Frank Lampard and John Terry used to get their feet rubbed to sleep
Yeah.
from the masseur.
from the
Bill-
masseur.
Yeah.
So a masseur would come in the evening and rub their feet until they went to sleep. Frank Lampard got asked about this and has denied that this happened. We haven't had any word from John Terry yet, but I've got to throw it open, all three of you, in fact. Is this normal policy with the football club to be able to ask that a member of the coaching team can rub your feet to sleep?
So happy on the phone.
Pete, have you ever...
She's never done that.
Firstly, Pete, have you ever asked a member of the England coaching staff to rub your feet?
No,
to
I
sleep?
haven't asked a
And have
member
you heard of this happening?
There is some truth to this. Like,
Is there?
Yes. Billy was very much a Chelsea man, right? John Terry, Frank Lampard especially used him a lot, and they had like 2-hour massages, you know. So that did happen. That was, you know, I can't confirm or deny that they were massaged and then tucked into bed afterwards, because obviously I wasn't in the room, but there was rumours.
But were you ever offered the experience?
No. That was exclusive to Chelsea
To
players
Chelsea
only, I
players.
believe. Yeah.
Okay, so as a Chelsea player, Sid, was
Yeah.
this Chelsea policy at the time?
So Bill Blood. So the story is that Bill Blood, the masseur, was from Chelsea. So he's
Do you know Bill?
No,
Do you ever
I
come
don't know
across
him,
Bill?
no.
Billy McCulloch.
Yeah.
So he was a Chelsea masseur. So when the lads went away with England, they said to England, look, he's great at what he does. And he used to work on not just...
Brilliant for team morale,
Yeah,
Bill.
he
I
was
don't know.
great.
Do you know anyone know who Billy Blood is? Chelsea masseur.
you've seen
He's very
stories.
famous.
Yeah.
You would have seen him. You know, he's obviously a Chelsea fan.
guy,
But
like really good at his
But
job
like, he
as
used to
well.
do stand up. So when Sven was the manager, genuinely. So he used to do. So he was basically a masseur, but he was a massive character. Everyone loved him, and Sven used to get up at the end of like dinners or meals before a game. He'd go and now I'm going to hand over to Billy. And Billy would get up and do stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
Most of his gags were absolutely horrendous, but he'd laugh
He had
that
that
much
laugh, didn't he?
that
Yeah,
you'd
he had a
all
laugh.
just get involved, and it got team morale.
So we've got to get Billy on the pod first.
Well, we've talked about getting Billy on the pod loads of
Okay,
times,
fine.
but he was. So this
Writing
is the
it down.
guy I'm talking about, who then was kind of massaging Frank and John Terry
Allegedly.
to sleep. Allegedly.
No, so obviously at Chelsea, with away games, JT and Lampsey, they would probably get massages separate, like in their rooms. But I couldn't say if he was massaging their feet, or tucking them into bed. But they'd have a massage and that was it.
What was
Done.
your view on massage, Tony? When you played, did you have a massage?
Are you sure?
No.
I went to Bournemouth. Harry was manager at Bournemouth. I'll tell you how far down the line that is. This is about 1 million years ago. And I'd been in Bristol for about 10 years. And we just started, I think 2 of the little ones had come along. And Deb was pregnant with Steph. So the move to Bournemouth was a big move for us. So I just hung out for 3 years. I wanted 3 years. Harry only wanted to give me 2 years. So we argued. Anyway, we came to an agreement. It ended up dropping my way. I got 3 years. So he sent me down to meet the physio down the old ground, a fella called John Kirk, Captain Kirk, we used to call him. And absolute fabulous. I don't think he had any qualifications apart from carrying a bucket with water in a sponge. and before I go on,
That is old school.
before I go on any further, he'd have tablets every game. And he'd walk around and he'd say to me, there's one for passing, there's one for tackling, there's one for heading. Make sure you take them. But he was brilliant. He was funny, but brilliant. So I go down there and I think, well, I've got 3 years. They're going to give me a thorough test. he says, strip off to your pants or strip off. But then we had to turn up in suits. I turned up, suit, all smart and all. So I dropped down to my pants. So he goes, touch your toes. So I touched my toes. He said, jump up in the air. Jumped up in the air. You'll do me, son.
Was that a medical, was it?
That was my medical. 3 years I signed on the back of that piece.
Superb.
Crouchy, there was footage that came out in the week of Ed Sheeran in the England camp, and he was playing a few songs, and the England players were sat around. That sort of tournament entertainment, is it helpful?
Listen, I think it's good. I think it's the thing is it can get so boring. And listen, plenty of people love Ed Sheeran, right? And like a little private gig like that is good, isn't it, I suppose. It's like something different, isn't it?
Yeah, nice little boost, you reckon?
I like it. Because they can't go out. I mean, they give him a day off, didn't they, I think, as well. But I think you see Jude getting a bit hassled for pictures when he went out, I think, with his family. So if you can't go out, because they're superstars now, and they've got to be in the camp, and you want to get people in, then...
Some people were saying it might
better?
be, what they need is actually sort of a bit more of a boost rather than Ed Sheeran with a guitar.
Okay, so what we're thinking, someone...
But I don't know what people are imagining when they say that, because it's not like it's not like you're going to book Chase and Status for the England hotel, are you?
No.
You know,
That would get
different
him going.
vibes.
Yeah, I suppose Ed Sheeran could probably have a little goal of tactics through the medium of song. I go,
The A team.
I've got a shape for you.